Alright. Why did you leave my phone? Where does my phone go? I put my phone down for like a minute and then it disappears forever from my sight. Alright, let's see where the chat is. Actually, it should be here. I don't know why my internet's so bad. Huh. Why did you leave my... And they were... do you even love? There were tears there. Alright, I'm kind of just waiting until more folks join, and if I can see the darn chat, that would be awesome. I would love to see the chat. And I'm gonna slap these in. It's because no one is here. And also, my thing isn't working. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I see something. Something's working. Something's alive there. Alright. Sitting up, closing my tabs so my computer doesn't combust. Anyways, and I won't be able to check chat. I'll have to be swapping over occasionally, or yeah, I'll have to be swapping over occasionally. My computer might combust, so we will see. I'm gonna unplug it, so we'll see how well it does until then. And I guess so you'll be hearing actually the pen clicking because I don't have my earbuds in today. We're going full on in, no earbuds, just me pen clicking the entire time while I draw my OCs. I'm doing a little bit of stress reliever, you know? But then I'll be doing some character designs because I would like some money on I like money because I'm crazy. Anyways, actually kind of surprised that, okay, knocking on wood, I am not going to be saying anything. I'm going to be talking about the video game. Not video game. I was going to talk about so recently I've been rewatching Adventure Time, and it's cool and all, like for real. But like I've been seeing videos recommended to me like talking about Venture Time, and one of the things that I think is really interesting, like one of the videos is specifically about Lemon Grab. And I think so the video's like, is he just a misunderstood character or is he just annoying? And I'm like, and people are like, I don't understand this character. And I think the thing is I mean, this happens to like a lot of characters, like, and I find it also, I feel like there's like multiple topics that I have to hit for this character. Um and I don't really want to talk about it yet when I don't really have any like many people like I got one person watching, so I don't feel like I can really talk about this fully yet unless people want to like go back into the stream and like rewatch what I was saying about the character. This is going to be like kind of a character analysis while I draw, so that's how we going to do it. Yeah, and no, this is probably an inconvenient time to stream, but it is what it is. And after I finish this drawing of my character, I'm going to work on some... Oh yeah, I was gonna work on my my freebies. Okay, yeah, I'll do that after this. Why did you eat my fries? Yeah, I want to talk about the show that I really wanted to talk about in particular was actually Adventure Time. And I mentioned earlier that I already mentioned that I was watching videos and stuff. Yeah. So the thing that I'm thinking about is in particular, hold on. Oh my god. We need the airbrush tool. It's actually faster for me to draw without having to stream, but I want to show you guys my process. So you get to see how I draw. I love the Skrunkle. They are a Skrunkle. I can't really show the thing is my references are actually in the top corner and you guys don't see it on the stream. But the guy, this is the my friend Dylan bought him for me. Well, Dylan has him on a hold, so I bought him until Dylan could pay me back, basically, for the commission. But yeah, we love Dylan. We love Dylan. Dylan is my sugar daddy for real. Please, like, don't clip that. don't clip what I said. Okay, so back to the character analysis. I wanted to talk about Lemongrab because he's such an interesting character to me. And I didn't realize until I watched a video of someone pointing out the parallels between Frankenstein's monster and Lemongrab's character. And I was like, oh. And then it kind of just like put his character more into perspective for me. I'd never hated his character. I actually found his character arc the most interesting out of the out of like characters that you kind of just see in the show. Lemongrab's character to me was very interesting and got my attention very easily. And I think it's just because of how weird he is. And I love unhinged weird characters that are just kind of like the thing is his screaming, like people are like, "Oh, Lemongrab's is screaming is I'm trying to make my soda. I'm actually happy with it because I keep changing sodas and I'm losing connection. And you know what? It is what it is. It happens. Froggy isn't really my top Sona right now. It's Gian, but I actually have. I mean, Froggy is the OG though, but Gian is just my current comfort. So I kind of switch between the comfort and my persona kind of. So I have like my OG persona that's like me but cartoon, and then I have Froggy, that's my avatar, and then I have Gian, that's my comfort, and all three of them could technically represent me. So it's just like I would recommend kind of rotating through characters, so and that might help you with a connection, because sometimes you get a little bit of loss of meme here, but then other times you're just like, oh, okay, I kind of like this guy again. I think the thing that keeps me with keeping my sonas consistent is the fact that I have a dragon's horde of art for them. And to be honest, that's what keeps me going with the character, is just like, how much more Dragon Horde art can I get for this character? How much more recognition can I get for this character that is attached to my name? And that it might help, it might not, but that's just, I guess that's just my way of tackling it, okay. So, yeah, I was about to talk about freaking Lemongrab. Oh my goodness. I want to make him a regular character. Yeah, no, you should totally like, well, Alien is my current, but I want to make them a regular character. Normally I would say like check like the species and stuff, or contact the owner or something like that. You could probably ask if you can make like an alternate version of them but keep like the OG species on a tab or whatever. Like they can't stop you from doing that, but if you don't want to be like blacklisted from the species, I totally get that. I made like alternate pages and stuff like that, and be like, all right, we're just gonna make an alternate form, but use that one as like what you would prefer your character more often, I guess, like to be used. Um, I mean, you can also, like, some species let you void them too, so. You might have seen them, they're on my toy house. Oh, I'll have to check them out after the stream. The stream actually causes my PC to be fucking like 20 times like slower, so I can only do really simple drawings. I can't be doing like complex drawings on this thing when I'm streaming, which is sad because I really want to show you guys like how I actually draw things, but it's kind of low-key hard, sadly. But yeah, I'll check them out. The fact that you got a terror alien, I kind of wanted one of those, but I was like, you know, in all honesty, I probably it's very cute. They're very cute species, but I just don't think I would personally be connected to them. Which is weird because like I'm just like crazy about like halotars for some reason, which they're just these little skunkles. My brain just like my brain latched onto them. And when I finally got my hands on one, I was like, all right, I'm hooked to the species. It's really weird for me when I get hooked onto certain species. Yeah, I don't think the last time I had like a dragon sword of species was like Solums, but that's because like I was it was so easy for me to get an adopt or something like that. Either through like art or like I just or trade. Actually, trade happened a lot where I was able to get Solums. But I'm not gonna talk about Solums. Okay, we got the line work. Okay, there we go. I'm just doing a little bit extra for myself. The little guy. That little guy. Okay, I don't feel like doing sticker version of this. We're just gonna leave it be. Or maybe I should do sticker version. Oh, maybe I will have to do make adopts tonight for money, cause I might need to buy my little brother and I dinner tonight. Oh no. Like I don't know if my parents coming home or not. I don't know where they are. So yeah, I might have to buy my little brother and I some dinner tonight. They're giving away free Mayos. I think they still are. Don't quote me on that though. We don't talk about Slums. Yeah. It'd be like that. Okay, I was about to talk about Lemon Grab, but I kind of don't feel comfortable unless we get like more folks on the stream to talk about like character analysis and stuff. But yeah. So that's this drawing done. We're gonna obliterate them. Put them in a little blender. Okay. Alright, we're gonna close my references until I need to like get out the references and stuff. Alright. Oh, the lag. This is awesome. This is great. Yeah. Oh, there's two people. Not the blender. Yeah, we put them in the blender. But okay, there's two people. I feel like I could kind of talk about Lemon Grab. But yeah, so like I saw videos where people are like, "This man is so annoying," and there's some people speculating that the character is autistic and stuff like that. I like the headcanon and stuff that the character is autistic, but obviously the character is not a representation of autism, which everybody's like, well, he's not a good representation of autism because he's not a representation of autism, obviously. But it's okay if we do have our headcanons of the character being autistic. That's just my opinions on it, though. I have a headcanon that he's autistic, but does autism mean you are a cannibalistic lemon person? No, you are not a cannibalistic lemon person if you're autistic. I might be, but most autistic people are not cannibalistic lemon people. I'm a lemon person. Lemony. Um, Jokes aside, the character I think is very interesting. I know I have the most monotone voice. This is very exciting while you're watching me draw shark kitties. um, but the character, okay, so I was having a conversation with my partner last night. More so, I was yapping at him, but I was talking about the character Lemon Grab and how his story kind of correlates with it's kind of like it's a parallel to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's monster, and that's what I thought was so interesting when I was listening to a video essay, and I'm like, that makes so much sense. And when people are like, well, the character, people who take his character very literally and is like, well, he can't be a representation of autism because he cannibalizes his brother. Oh my god. Or this and that. But I think the thing is, his story is it's a self-discovery. It's a self-discovery. B, his story is also a um parallel to Frankenstein's monster, creator and creation, and the struggle between that. And then I think the other thing about the character is, um, which I love the self discovery part of it. And actually I really relate to Lemon Grab, weirdly enough. Like, okay, so I'm gonna put a lot. So here's major spoilers for people in the stream. Um, for Adventure Time. I'm still gonna give you guys a spoiler warning because, like, if you really haven't seen Adventure Time, I know it's been out for a while, but if you haven't seen it and you haven't seen Lemon Grab's, like, story and stuff, I'm gonna be real, most people don't really like this character, or they think his storyline is kind of meh, but I really, really like his character arc and everything, and people are like, well, what's the point of his character arc? But the thing is, his character is it isn't that he's like really deep as a character. It's that his character also reflects on a lot of other characters in the world and is a prime example. He is the probably the purest example of he's not pure, he's not a pure character, but the purest example of self self retrospective as a character, in my opinion. I think that's what Lemon Grab is to, well, how I interpreted. This is all my interpretation. This is like theory basically. Um and this is how I interpreted his character when watching the show. So for the when we first meet him, we meet him when Bubblegum, Princess Bubblegum, is like a child, and when she was like turned into a child or something like that, she was like, bro's a child, but we learned that Lemon Grab, this character, is actually basically the first creation of Bubblegum's, and he's like really how do I explain it? He's odd. He is not like all the other candy people. He is basically this outcast in a way. And he literally is outcasted again when they bully him. They're so mean to him. It's funny. In the show it's really funny. But they bully him basically. When he takes over, because he's technically like the first creation, so he's also like the oldest, and since Princess Bubblegum was like turned into a child, I feel like there's could be a whole conversation about Princess Bubblegum on its own and how kind of messed up character she is, but let's be real, a lot of people aren't really ready to talk about women's wrongs. And also, like, in a way that's like women's wrongs, but also be supportive of women. women's wrongs heart emoji. But okay, but Lemon Grab, okay, continuing with Lemon Grab. So then again, when we meet him, so we meet him at his like own palace or something like that. I'm gonna be real, I kind of misremember all the events, but if I were to like have the show and look at all the episodes, I could probably like retell all of you like what it is and this and that. So I know. Wait, this is supposed to be another shark cat. What am I doing? We're gonna make an amalgamation shark cat. All right. Amalgamation shark cat. Let's go. And then so then what happens? Okay, so continuing on. So another thing, so the reason why I'm like claiming his story is like a self retrospective is because falling down the stairs. Ooh, ooh. Um I'm like losing it. I'm like blinking trying to talk about this Darren character. Okay. So okay, we're going to start so after that episode, he's in his own place, and Princess Bubblegum has been sending him candy seeds and stuff to grow his own candy, and been basically giving this guy supplies to grow candy for himself and the lemon people. Um oh wait, this is the next episode. This is not the episode yet. Uh, uh something happens. Lemon Grab kind of loses it until like, oh yeah, no wait. Something imprisons Finn and Princess Bubblegum. They get escape, and then Princess Bubblegum they get imprisoned a lot. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know which part of the timeline this is that I'm trying to explain here. Bubblegum what I want to talk about this character so bad, but I can't even retell the events of the story to you guys. Oh my god. Alright. So this is like prime example of like really bad ADHD here. Um but so I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, we're gonna save the catfish, and then we're gonna move on to drawing something else because I'm not gonna get this done. We're gonna name it. Okay, we're gonna find something else to draw instead because I cannot think with my brain like this. My brain cannot think, and I cannot be telling you guys about the Adventure Time. Um, Alright, let's see what I want to draw. I think I do. Wait. We'll put this up. This is a little guy. This was an adopt I was gonna release last night, but then I never finished it. Okay. So we're gonna go back to what I was about to say. Okay, so Lemon Grab. Okay, so Princess Bubblegum actually ends up making a second one, a second Lemon Grab, and it was interesting because like the character Lemon Grab, like he was so the thing was, you're good, homie. Yeah, no. So I'm remembering it now. So Lemon Grab was basically stalking the princess's like subjects and stuff, basically watching them sleep. That was all he was really doing. But the thing is, Princess Bubblegum basically does the same, but like 10 times worse. So it was really funny when she's like, "What's kind of weird when you watch my people sleep?" Well, meanwhile, she'd be watching everyone sleep. So I mean, it's kind of like, all right, Princess Bubblegum, you hypocrite, but it's kind of funny to me. But yeah, he scurries off, and like she gives him like people and stuff. She gives him civilians and candy people, and I think he tortures them basically. That's what he so and then he comes back. Like he's gone for a little bit, but then he comes back and he's staring at the people again. And then eventually, I think what happens is she eventually actually makes a secondary lemon grab, which I think people refer to as white lemon grab or something like that because he wears white clothing while the original wears black, which is actually really good is symbolism in itself for the characters that is in the show. That's just some basic color theory. You can tell which one so which is really interesting. So here's where it comes to the parallels of Frankenstein's monsters. This is where you kind of have the, you know, Lemon Grab, who actually he doesn't. So the thing about him is that he more so longs for a father figure, and there's like instances throughout the show that are very subtle, and I'm really surprised not a lot of people are talking about like the really subtle details in the show, such as the fact that when Jake and Finn go into Lemon Grab's like um fuck it is fortress, palace, home. I don't know. I think it's a fortress or something. But they find a room that has this baseball bat mitten in it, like, and it's on a pedestal. And it's just kind of one of those one-off rooms, but the thing is, like this is a motif in Lemon Grab's story, and it's also found at the end of his story too, which I really love because well, almost to the end of his story, but what I really love is because it shows his desire to be like loved by his creator. He doesn't get that love. Instead, he gets turned away. He gets called weird. He gets basically shunned. He's like, "All right, get out of here, you creature!" And he's like, doing his scream and crap. But as funny as the character is, or annoying to some people, I think the character himself, yes, is an abomination to literally abomination, because he's like Princess's Bubblegum's like first creation, but also to like some people who call him a gremlin because of his mannerisms. Um and the baseball glove, what I was talking about. So this baseball glove is, once again, it's his longing to have the father figure, quotation mark, which is actually more so his mother, Princess Bubblegum, and he just wants like to have that kind of bond, but instead she reveres him. She's like, "Oh, he's this cretin, this creature. He's a failure of a candy person." And and when he's actually given another lemon grab, so white lemon grab, he they're in sync basically, because it's like finally having someone who you understand. And so this is where the parallels between the Frankenstein's monster and Lemon Grab's story kind of diverges, but I think it's like a twist on it, like the parallel, because in Frankenstein's monster, like Frankenstein, basically Victor is like, all right, no, like his monster asks him if he could have a girlfriend, basically, and Victor's like, no, you're gonna create little freaked up little guys that are gonna terrorize everyone. So Victor was honestly terrified of his creation, but he's also terrified of what his creation could create if he was given a girlfriend. Or, you know, what would these two little creatures do? I'm not gonna make another horrific creature, but he's like, I want a girlfriend. He just wants a companion. The thing is that the monster was lonely, he was a denied companionship. And for Adventure Time, on the other hand, Lemon Grab is not denied this companionship. The twist is that he's actually given this companionship. Not literally like a partner, like a relationship, like romantic partner, but like a brother more so. Which is White Lemon Grab, which is like a reflection of himself, of if he was actually given, which I think what's awesome about these two Lemon Grabs is that the original, he was kind of revered, didn't get any love. Meanwhile, the other Lemon Grab, he was basically created, and he's understood by his the original. They both understand each other because of just how they are, but the difference is that how their upbringings are, and that White Lemon Grab, on the other hand, has empathy while the other one doesn't because of their upbringing. So this is where you get the divergence of you start to see the nature versus nurture in both of the characters. And that's what I really like seeing these two interact. They're actually my favorite when the other one starts to come into the picture. Um, and then here we go. We got more shenanigans, and so continuing on the story of like the lemon grab stuff. Then they have basically what happens is like a famine, and they're always starving, and they keep asking Princess Bubblegum to send them more candy. But the thing is, they're creating their own abominations with this candy. She left us one of her, she left her secret formula, by accident at their place, at their fortress. So they've been using, they've been making little creatures of their own, and I love this for them. But they haven't like, but because they do this, they haven't eaten that candy. They're not eating the food source that they've been given. They're just making more creations and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what they're doing. Awesome, great, good for them, I guess. Um, and then okay, so what happens next is Finn and Jake basically go in, and they're gonna have to like Princess Bubblegum be like, okay, can you like wrestle them or something? I don't know, like beat them up, whatever. Give them the candy, and then they like whatever, etc., etc. There's something happens basically, and I kind of forget about it a little bit. I have like, yes, I watched the show recently, but I cannot tell you word for word. I'm this is unscripted. This is literally a live stream, and I'm just talking and yapping, so I'm not gonna have all the details accurately. But but then what happens is so the fortress actually has a giant lemon person inside of it who's named Lemon John. We love Lemon John here, okay? And Finn and Jake, like Lemon John kind of be awakened. He'd be awakened, and then he's like, um the lemon grabs are like, we're gonna go, Lemon John, go, we're gonna go to the Candy Kingdom and eat all the candy there and take all the candy to make more. They're just so greedy. They're so greedy. um and I think what's interesting in the parallels of Frankenstein's monster and the lemon grab story is you kind of start seeing what Victor Frankenstein was fearing of his monster, and it coming to reality with the parallel of the lemon grabs basically deciding to go back to the Candy Kingdom to try and take all the candy, but they haven't yet. And sorry, had to close my door for a second, but they so the candy people, I'm trying to remember all the details. Okay, so what happened is, this is awesome. This is, you're watching peak ADHD activities here. Um and I stopped drawing because I'm so focused on trying to talk about this. Um I'm gonna move the screen around to give you guys some visual stimulation. um but okay, so back to what I was talking about. So what happens is Lemon John starts moving the entire fortress, all the lemon people, to the Candy Kingdom, but then Finn and Jake find the heart. So they're in the fortress, they're in going through the rooms trying to figure out where Lemon John is, but they eventually come across a room that has Lemon John's heart, and they end Jake just punches it, just obliterates it. That so, but the thing is, instead of it like exploding, like the heart exploding and Lemon John dying, Lemon John is actually given, like, his heart grows. He has empathy all of a sudden. He's like, wait, if I take the Lemon Kingdom to the Candy Kingdom, the candy people will die. But if I do not take the Lemon Fortress to the Candy Kingdom, the lemon people will die. So instead, what Lemon John does is a very selfless act, and he turns himself into candy, lemon candy. And this is the one time out of all the characters you see a character, well, in the Lemon Kingdom, you see a character who does something so selfless. So and the thing is, it's selfless. This character is self-fulfilled, and this completes that character's arc for Lemon John. but Lemon John is also mentioned for on future episodes relating to the Lemon Kingdom, and is also very important for the development of Lemon Grab's character and his character development. Okay, so we lost a character. Lemon John is dead. Bro became candy. Boom. Anyways, um, so then continuing on, they no longer are starving. This is awesome. No more starving lemon people. I feel kind of crazy talking about this show, like out of context. If you have never watched Adventure Time and you're hearing me talk about lemon people, you're like, what incarnation is this frog talking about? But yeah, anyways. Um so then there's that. And what happens next is there's an episode where both of the lemon grabs, they kind of start to divulge. This is where their nurture kind of comes in, and like the sign they when original lemon grab sees the differing opinion, not just a simple like opinion, or like just a belief, something simple as like a different like it's a different belief. Basically, the white lemon grab, they're playing with this doll, and the white lemon grab is like, oh, this little guy just wants to take a rest, he wants to go me 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 me, and then the and then the original lemon grab is like, no, this man needs to dance. And it's because lemon grab himself is very self-centered, while the white lemon grab, and also is very apathetic, while white lemon grab has empathy and cares about others, despite them being like kind of like the same. Like they're basically twins. Now, but the thing about that is like they I think I'm trying to think of an example and I can't really think of it. But anyways, we're going to continue on. And I think this is where like the infamous cannibalism scene comes in, is where original lemon grab just like completely consumes, well, not completely, he like bites off like lemon white's like face and stuff. Lemon white be looking like a little alien boy. He's like so malnourished. It's, the next time we see them, white lemon grab is like this malnourished little skinny stick, and then the original lemon grab is this morbid unit. That's how I could describe him. He's like this unit. And what happens is like you with the I know I'm trying to talk about a character analysis. I love this character, okay, but I'm just saying the straight stuff before I can go into like the theoretical. But now, so we have departed far from the parallels of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's monster and Lemon Grab's character, and now we're starting to move into the retrospective of this character soon, which we start to see when Lemon. So what happens is the original Lemon Grab is very oppressive. He's basically like um he's a really corrupt monarch. Yes, that is what he is. And what happens is like the all the lemon people are like, they have like shock collars and stuff. Like this, I forget that this isn't like in a kids show, you think of like Adventure Time. But I'm really glad like to have this stuff because it's so interesting. It's such an interesting storyline to me. And I know I keep repeating myself saying I love the lemon people story, but it's just so, I think it's so weird, and but I relate to it in such a weird way though. Um so okay, so we're gonna continue on. And then what happens? Finn, Jake, and Princess Bubblegum come back to the fortress, and they're like, "Oh my god, you basically enslaved your people, bro." It's bad. Lemon Grab is bad. Like, there's actually this scene where Lemon Grab steals the person to his right's like food, like the lemon person's to his right. He stole his food, but then White Lemon Grab, who is also next to um the original Lemon Grab, tears a piece of his bread and gives it to that person that the original Lemon Grab stole food from. And I just love that. It just shows like the character. This is important. I know this is like a one-off scene, and I know this is just important for like the development of this character that he turns into. Okay, so now we're gonna turn away from the lemon grabs. And basically Finn, Jake, and Princess Bubblegum find this kind of outcast in the Lemon Society, which is funny. It's just ironic because this character is literally me for real. Okay, so this is Lemon Hope. We're gonna introduce Lemon Hope, who is like in this jail. Bro's in jail. Bro's been sentenced. Oh my goodness. Into the dungeon. But yeah, they basically imprison this little kid just for being slightly different than everyone else. This is so ridiculous. Which is ironic because Lemon Grab, when he was created, he was the one who was outcasted. He was the one who was isolated. And also the character tends to like the character Lemon Grab tends to push people away and like self isolate. And that is actually more of a sign of wanting attention rather than not wanting attention. That is wanting someone to care about you. That is wanting something, but you push people away, and it does the opposite, obviously. Actually, that's what I've been writing for one of my own characters who has who is autistic and has OCD. So like Shun Shin. I actually have written him to be a character that has those characteristics, and a lot of people really hate these characters that struggle with connection. And so instead of actively trying to connect with people, they self-isolate and push people away because they don't know how to connect with people. And I really dislike, it makes me sad when people are upset at characters that push other characters away, and they're like, this character's annoying, this character is horrible and such a bad person because they push people away. And it's like, you're not understanding the subtext of this character and the reason why this character pushes people away, or why this character has to go do this to go through their development and their character arc. So that's basically Lemon Grab's character. He's annoying. Yes, he's annoying. Yes, he pushes people away. He has a lot of very negative traits, but I really like how his character kind of develops throughout. Okay, so now back to the fortress and the dictatorship that Lemon Grab has done, the evil monarch that he's become. Okay, so what happens is so Princess Bubblegum, Finn, and Jake break out this little boy from Lemon Prison, and they take him back to the Candy Kingdom. So the thing is, this little boy is he's kind of like the definition of okay, I'm not disabled enough to be considered for accommodations, but I'm too disabled to get a job. He's literally that meme. And so the thing is that this kid is like, he's too weird for the Lemon Kingdom. And but he is also too weird for the Candy Kingdom. He's like, he's kind of like distant and stuff when he's there. He doesn't really care about, like, he's also supposed to be like the savior of the Lemon Kingdom and stuff like that. Like when he escaped, everyone's like, yeah, let Lemon Hope, please come, you will save us eventually. Anyways, okay, so then what happens is this kid grows up in the Candy Kingdom, but he's just not interested in saving the Lemon Kingdom. So he's just like, all right, well, I'm saved. That's kind of their problem. But the ironic thing is that the Lemon people did help him. They helped him to escape. So that's something that weighs on this character's mind and his subconscious. As much as he's like, I'm not obligated to do anything for these people, but in his subconscious, he's like, I'm obligated to do something for these people because they helped me, and it weighed on his conscience and stuff like that. But this character doesn't want to do this because of a prophecy, doesn't want to do this because he should do this or it's a good thing to do. He does this, he ends up, so this character ends up stowing away, taking food and stowing away on this ship, and it gets like in the ship wrecks and stuff like that, and he finds himself on a desert. He meets this other character who has a very long ridiculous name but has the initials PB, which is really funny because wait, I think it's a yeah, PB. The guy has initials PB, which is parallel to Princess Bubblegum. This show is genius writing. I swear, I love the writing for this. But anyways, so this character, by the way, also throughout the entire time, Lemon Hope has been having nightmares basically of being chained and stuff like that. He's a puppet to his own mind basically. He's trapped in his own head. He's the one who's stopping himself from doing anything. And eventually, yeah, he comes back and to the Lemon Kingdom, and he plays his harp, which explodes Lemon Grab. Lemon Grab by this time um has fully cannibalized White Lemon Grab. And but when he explodes, White Lemon Grab also explodes. White Lemon Grab, like they there was like a scene where bro puts in these little earplugs in so he can't hear the music. There's a scene earlier before, so when Lemon Hope was making his escape, he played his harp, and it was like then they were like dancing because it was so good, but like in the show it was like really bad harp playing, and I think there's symbolism to that for like his harp playing being so bad at the beginning when he escaped. But when he played it again, it was like the most beautiful music. So there's probably some symbolism there and some subtextual things for why they decided to have the character be really bad at playing the harp, but everyone being like, this is banger, this is awesome music, this is so good. and bro's like playing like two strings. Okay, so then what happens after that? So Lemon Grab explodes, and Lemon Hope and Lemon people are like, are you gonna become our new king? Lemon Hope is like, no, I just did this for myself, so I didn't feel bad anymore, and bro leaves. And then we fast forward to the future, where like it's like far far future. Lemon Hope actually does end up returning home, and he returns to his room and to his bed, and it's actually a really sweet ending, because like this man, like basically like he's like, well, I'm free, I'm gonna live my life, and just kind of like, and then when he comes home, it's like it's peaceful. It evokes such a feeling from me, like such an emotion when I watch that scene in the show, and I'm just like, wow, I it makes you feel complete, which is probably what the character felt, is this the feeling of satisfying. I can't speak. Anyways, so back to Lemon Grab. Princess Bubblegum collects all the Lemon Grab exploded pieces and remakes him again. Another Frankenstein. But except this time, he isn't his old self. He isn't the vile creature original Lemon Grab was, or the empathetic one that, you know, Lemon Grab White is. He's basically renewed. He's been rebirthed as a character. But he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he's supposed to be. And something lingers on his mind basically. And so this character, he ends up making his kingdom, like, because they need a monarch, and Princess Bubblegum's like, who's gonna lead the lemon people, so she made a new Lemon Grab. But this new Lemon Grab, we're gonna call him New Lemon Grab for this, goes thank you guys. Also, I just want to say thank you guys for bearing with me as I'm like having like loops of trying to explain this story and why I love the Lemon Grab story so much. I know it's really silly and I haven't moved the screen. Let's move the screen a little bit so get some stimulation. Jingling keys. Okay, continuing on. So Lemon Grab. Okay. Okay. So what happens next is Lemon Grab is like, so he has this perfect, he basically, his kingdom is very functionalism. Everyone has a job, everyone has a thing to place and thing to do. They have a purpose basically. um you're me. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Real. um okay, so continuing on. So Lemon Grab has this really good jingle. Yes, yes. It is literally that Markiplier clip of, so in the back rooms, jingle. Okay. Um okay, so then what happens next is Lemon Grab lays in bed after a long day, of like productivity and this and that in his kingdom. And he looks at the ceiling at this kind of tapestry. It's not literally tapestry because that's like cloth. It's like this like painted patterns, the painted mural on the ceiling and stuff. But it starts to crack, and it's like there's this little silhouette of a person, and it cracks specifically by the head of that little person on the ceiling, and it drops right beside Lemon Grab. So not on him, but like beside him, and he moves and he's spooked. And he grabs so what happens before he leaves, he grabs like a bag of Lemon Johns. So we're back with Lemon John. He's back. And ends up heading to this temple, the Ziggurat. And he and by the way, I'm going to clarify that this temple holds a cult in it. Anyways, I'm saying it bluntly. This temple has a cult. Okay, so this guy, so new Lemon Grab travels to this temple, goes through it, and there's this trial that he has to go through. And the trial reveals to him 3 mirrors. And so I'm going to go through each mirror and describe what he sees, basically. So the first mirror is he sees an image of a field and Princess Bubblegum holding a baseball mitten with another baseball mitten in the other hand, as if she was like going to toss a baseball mitten. It's kind of funny. But she's like, yeah, let's go play some baseball or something or whatever. Let's go play catch. I think that's what she was saying or whatever. And so that's the first one that he sees in the mirror. The second mirror that he sees Lemon Hope leading his people, which he doesn't like. So, and then the third one is an image of, it was actually an old, so it's recalling the time when before the cannibalism scene, but the scene when both original Lemon Grab and White Lemon Grab were playing with this doll. And so what do these mirrors mean? What is the symbolism of the mirrors? So the first mirror, the mirror with bubblegum and the baseball mitten, is that it's the desire that he has. It's the desire to be loved. It's the desire to have this mother/father figure in his life, someone who actually loves him, like, because he is the creation. He is the creation that his creator reveres. Like, his creator doesn't love him, so he longs for that love. So that's the desire. So then the second mirror is the one of Lemon Hope leading his people. This is fear. He fears Lemon Hope. There's a lot of stuff with that unpackage. I don't really feel like going into it. And then the third one is more interesting because you're like, what does the symbolism of the 2 Lemon Grabs fighting over this toy relate to? But it's when we see Finn, who actually follows Lemon Grab into this temple, we understand that this third mirror is actually a sense of self. So this is himself, and he runs into the mirror. And I find this so kind of gut-wrenching when I rewatch the episode. He didn't want them to fight over the doll and the doll to break, because, in hindsight we know that the doll breaks, and that's why when the doll breaks,
the original lemon grab snaps and cannibalizes lemon grab white, and when we back then. But when the new lemon grab sees this scene, he knows what's gonna happen. He's like, no, don't like hurt this doll. It's like a it's it's very kind of gut wrenching for me for some reason. I was like, dang. And bro runs into the mirror, and then he basically, like, I love the animators. The animation is just is so good in Adventure Time when it comes to like the sense of like characters. There's such a constant like motif in this show of like constant theme in this show of sense of self reflection, and also change. And I love that. I love this. I love stories that have such symbolism and such intricate care when it comes to like characters and them finding themselves. And it's interesting because even though the new Lemon Grab was basically rebirthed, he was this was kind of the acceptance phase. So he goes through this mirror, and eventually he learns that he's Grease. He's like, I am Grease. And he falls on his face onto this yellow weird looking patch ground or something, but that's actually his nose. That's like his skin. um and then the voice is like, lick the grease or something, and then he licks the grease and he's like, it's grease and it's lemony, and I'm like, oh my god. But this is where he accepts that he's Grease. He is greasy lemon. He's a greasy lemon guy. I feel insane talking about this character. I I feel insane. I feel crazy. All right. Anyways, so then also for when Finn comes along, Finn also goes through his own challenges with the desire, fear, and and then his sense of self. But I love, so the detail that I love for Finn's sense of self is actually his for it was like one of his reincarnations. He was a butterfly, and for his sense of self, it shows a singular butterfly flapping and floating in the empty abyss. And I just love that detail. And I just wanted to say that. So then Finn jumps onto this butterfly to go like basically like help out Lemon Grab, he's like, bow. And then eventually when they kind of both accept themselves, they come to this cloud guy. It's not really a cloud guy. He's actually an amalgamation of um other people who've kind of thrown themselves into it, who have no sense of direction, who don't accept themselves for who they are. And that's actually a very important thing for why Finn. So Jake was supposed to come along, but Jake was actually like shut out at the end, like at the beginning, so he wasn't allowed in the temple. And that's a very important thing because bro has like a sense of direction, sense of self. Not until like later seasons we get our own episode with Jake, and he goes through his own thing. But for Finn and Lemon Grab, he's so basically so, and it's really interesting because Lemon Grab literally is like, Finn confronts him, and Lemon Grab's like, there's a literal line, I don't know which character said it, but basically was talking about ego death, and like just absolutely throwing yourself. It was really interesting. It was like, okay, so I kind of get a little lost when trying to explain this because when you watch the episode, it kind of clicks with you. Some people it doesn't click with them because it is kind of out there, but it's very symbolic. It's very metaphorical for the character learning to accept himself. But then what happens is he grabs the bag of lemon. He not the bag of lemon joss. He grabs some lemon johns. So little lemon candies. It looks so good. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to eat some lemon john candies. They look good in the show. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Food in shows, animated cartoons. Food looks really good. But he's like, but because Lemon John is so selfless. Lemon John completed himself. He's self fulfilled. So what happens, Lemon Grab ends up throwing Lemon Johns at this cloud, and the cloud explodes, and also all the people who have thrown themselves into the cloud and also like lost their sense of self um come out of the cloud. It's a there's literal cult imagery with everyone wearing like how do I say this? Like white tunics or something, not robes. I guess they're robes, maybe. Ooh, I can't be saying this. Ooh. Anyways, ooh. but but it's a lot of, and they don't. And these people, they're not like, Adventure Time is very stylized. Every character has a very interesting shape. They're interestingly colored. But all the people who exploded from the who came out of the cloud that died, the cloud entity, um, they all look the same, which shows that they lost their sense of self. They lost their personality. They lost their individuality. And I just really like that it's like this entire time Lemon Grab has been blaming Princess Bubblegum for his issues, all of this and that, all to come to this end where he just accepts himself. He's like, I'm this is who I am. And then he goes back to his kingdom. And we don't really get to see him again for a while. So that's like the conclusion to Lemon Grab's like character arc and story. And I just really like it. I think it's like really poetic. Like it's chaotic, it's crazy, but then it kind of comes to like a calm, which is, and it has a few areas where it's also calm for like other characters. But it's not just Lemon Grab who's I really like. I like the lemon people in general. I think they're very interesting when it comes to like character development and the overarching theme and story for this. And it's very well thought out. And I'm really upset that people say they just dislike Lemon Grab so much, but they overlook this arc like entirely. They look it over. Um I guess I was gonna talk about like how I think Lemon Grab is also autistic, but bro has like sensory. Bro screams and stims and this and that. He does all the autism things, but I don't think this character. I like I said, I mentioned in the beginning that I think this is just a headcanon of mine. The character isn't canonically autistic, and probably when like, and I know a lot of people are like, well, Lemon Grab would be a bad autistic representation, representation for autistic people. And I'm gonna be real, there's already canonical characters out there in media that are characters that are autistic and that are really bad representation. But you want to dog on people who like autistic folks who really relate to a character and just want to headcanon them as autistic. But you want to dog on the autistic community for just saying, hey, I like this character. The character has a lot of like things that I kind of see in myself, and then you want to be mad at those people. Yeah, you're not going to be mad at media like Good Doctor. Don't even get me started. But there are some autistic folks who like agree with like Good Doctor, but I'm going to be real. I I just don't like how they handle him. I don't like how they handle the character. I haven't even watched it. I know that's like me like being like being bad faith for something like that. I know that's like bad faith of me to not even go into a show watching it. But from all the clips that I've seen and the conversations like revolving like autistic people, well specifically this character, not even like the really horrible like interaction, like I'm specifically talking about that one trans episode where the character's like, because I'm autistic, I don't understand gender concepts or this and that because it's too out of my grasp, when in reality autistic folks are more likely to understand that gender is a construct, and like not, and more so not understand that why does girls have to wear pink and boys have to wear blue or something like that. Like that's like that. On the other hand, is like confusing. Like the I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And a lot of autistic people actually are themselves either trans, gay, or like queer of some sort. So I just think it's really like cringe of Good Doctor. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it like that. I think it's really cringe of the Good Doctor to do something like that. So I'm dogging on Good Doctor, but like I don't see. But when autistic people like actually when not every autistic person but alone a lot of autistic people like talk about like autistic representation and talking about like the bad representation, but people are like, oh, but like this is really relatable for my little son, white boy son, autistic white boy. I'm sorry. I'm using this as a stereotype. This is a stereotype, by the way. Um because people don't consider intersectionality of autism. So, anyways, I'm just saying. But but yeah, I get kind of mad when people are like, "I'm not autistic, but I'm going to say you're wrong for saying that Louse from Dungeon Delicious Dungeon is autistic." I honestly I thought everyone was in an agreement that this character is autistic. I think the thing that really gets people is when you start saying that his sister um Phelan, whatever the crap. I don't even know what people pronounce her name as. Whatever people want to call her name, I guess. But when people are like, "Oh, I think she's autistic too," I think the twins. I think the siblings are autistic. In my opinion, both of them are autistic. Like, not saying that in a offensive way. I'm just saying that objectively. Like the characters are autistic individuals and they just kind of manifest it differently, like the manifestations are different because you see Louse is like because you see like his sister on the other hand is the feminine, the like the lady manifestation, while Louse is like your overt like your typical stereotypical man autism in my opinion, but that's just my hot take there. um so yeah, I for Lemon Grab, I do headcanon him as autistic, but like also I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna say like he's good representation of autism either because he's just a headcanon for me. Rose autism is just a headcanon. But I also think when looking at his character and talking about like headcanon like autism for this character, I think you should like people should also talk about like all the other things because obviously autistic people when they're upset they're not going to cannibalize someone. That's obvious. Are you stupid? Like that's kind of a no-brainer, you know. But the other thing is like you have to consider the symbolism in the episode. Adventure Time's very has a lot of symbolism in it, and it has a lot of subtle subtext when it comes to its writing. So yeah, um, so I guess that's my lemon grab rant and ramble about the character is the whole story. I think his story is really interesting and I really would love to see like people not people just talk about him. I guess like people kind of give him more credit. That would be nice. Um Now I don't know what to do with myself. I know I should probably end the stream soon since like I've been yapping for so long about a lemony person. But and I haven't drawn a bit. It was just me talking about a lemon person. So yeah. That's great. I guess next time I stream, I'll talk about like other characters and stuff like that that are that I either headcanon as autistic or I see like really interesting, or I just want to talk about characters like interesting stories and stuff um and just like the deeper meanings and things. Eventually, I think what I would love to do is obviously talk about Helena Adams. She's my favorite. You should talk about. No, I'm not talking about Princess Bubblegum. I'm sorry. I think the thing is like I kind of talk about characters that I'm just like kind of just like weirdly fixated on. I like Princess Bubblegum, but I'm not like fixated on her. I don't think I could talk about her. I do think I could talk about. No, I don't think I could talk. I do like the Ice King, but I don't think I could talk about him because like his story is expansive. Um, but characters I do think I could talk about are, so I'm gonna kind of list off some things. Anything, a lot of characters from Steven Universe I can talk about. I would love to talk about like Lapis and Jasper and like the toxic relationship, or like Peridot, just Peridot. Those two are, I love Lapis and Peridot. I think I would love to talk about them. But I would also like to talk about, like, I think there's a lot of autistic folks who've already talked about like Pearl and Peridot, like autism, like the differences, like Peridot's like unmasked autism, while Pearl is masked. And you kind of see like the older generation, like older, like for example, um you would see like for example, when older generations would be more older autistic, undiagnosed autistic folks would be more similar to Pearl, while younger generations who do have access and care and accommodations would be um to Peridot. And I would love to talk about that. It's a very interesting, like in the show, it's very clear that these characters are neurodivergent, and Rebecca Sugar has also confirmed that they are also some sort of neurodivergent, and I love that. I love that. That's awesome. They're gay and also got mental disorders. Crazy. Anyways, me for real. But so there's that, and I think I do want to talk about Helena Adams, but I also want to talk about Galatea from Identity 5. I really like these two's like character dynamics. I don't ship them particularly, and I know a lot of people do, but oh, I'm sad. I wanted to. Sorry, I'm just like uh Okay, sorry. I got like distracted heavily. Okay. Sorry. Uh I'm sad now. I'm sorry. I offered on this adopt, and I went dead silent because like bro posted the adopts on the species stuff, but they it's okay. I was expecting bro gave like nobody any time to like actually offer for that. I'm a little upset. That's okay though. Um you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, that's okay. Um No, I don't even. How do I? I don't even know how to react. Um, can I even offer art? What? I'm sorry. I was gonna continue about what I was about to say, but then I got completely distracted. All right, I think I'm gonna just end the stream here because like my brain is gonna like explode if I try to like continue like talking about stuff. I mean, Teen Titans. I'll probably talk about the original Teen Titans too, since I've been rewatching that. I'm trying to think of other things that I would like to talk about, but that's probably it. Is Identity 5, Teen Titans, probably any Earthbound character I could talk about. More so specifically Mother 3 characters. Um and Steven Universe. Yep, that's probably my cap for what I could talk about for character-wise analysis. All right, I'm gonna end the stream, but I really appreciate y'all joining for real and listening to me yap about a lemon man, an insane lemon man. But yeah.